there are a couple of commo tasks. Unfortunately today we're only going to cover one because unless you're in a frontline unit, you're not going to have access to the SKL or the ANCD. Well, the ANCD is the old version. So you're going to really have to pay attention when you get out there to EFMB. And I'll have you read the sheets. How's your voice today?
Pretty good, sir.
Okay, good. Read step by step. So these are going to be the you'll have 4 pieces of equipment here. Depending on how they run the lane, you may have it in your bag and you may have to carry it the whole way, or you may go out there and it'll be set. How was it for us when they already have it?
They had a bag set out there that you'd pick up and you had to carry it through, because halfway through,
right,
you take your casualties bag and
yeah,
it was in there.
So when we went through, obviously you just heard him say, where was it? Fort Riley. When I was out at Fort Riley, they already had it pre-positioned for you. So you went out there, you carried everything except for the radio, because they only had 3 radios. So they just kept resetting it as you were going through. So when you pack your bag, make sure you get your radio, your battery, your antenna, your handset. And let's start at the beginning. Number 1, install the battery. So take the battery cover off. Well, let's start at the beginning. These things, this is one of the parts that really delay people, and it's just because there's a little detent spring here that usually you have to push down on to lock the battery cover in place. But that's when you're putting it together. So you'll flip that up, twist it 90 degrees, take that off, take this little connector, pull it off to the side.
Install battery.
Go ahead, step 2.
Step 2, screw whip antenna.
Oh yeah, sorry. Well, that's it. Okay, it's that easy. This is made for a Marine, so make sure you put that in there. Flip this. See this little pull tab? Make sure it flips this way. It'll just give you. It may give you a little bit of trouble if you keep it that way. All right. Put the base end in there. Make sure it's seated properly. You'll know it's seated properly because it'll actually close just like that. If it's not, you'll get it to about that far, and it'll kind of bind up on you. So you may have to wiggle it, close it down. Make sure you twist that, push it down, and you'll feel the tension as you lock it down. If it's not locked down properly, if you just do one of these things, well, then you've missed a performance step. All right, so screw in the whip antenna.
Okay, antenna base, hand tight.
You notice that? No, that's the wrong side. Okay, so that right here is the antenna base. It looks totally different from the comms data ports. See, everyone see what I did? Where I twisted it, you'll feel it seat into place, and then screw this down, lock it in place. All right, next step.
Screw antenna base into right antenna connector, hand tighten. Step 4, connect handset connector to audio data connector.
All right, so you have 2 connectors here. There's your audio fill, that's where you're going to attach your ComSec, and audio data. That's pretty easy. It says it. Audio fill, audio data. All right, so take your connector. There's a flat side here that's usually point up. There we go, down. Give it a little tug to make sure it doesn't come back out. Sometimes they may give you difficulty when you put it in there because there's supposed to be a little washer in there. So if it does give you trouble, if you're fighting it, take it back out, give it a little lick, and then stick it back in place. All right, next.
Set function to test, should read good.
All right, so I'm going to use this one so I don't have to disassemble this. Your function switch here, you'll switch your, what does it say, test?
Yes.
Test is all the way at the bottom. So you'll pull out on it and twist it counterclockwise until you get it on test, and you'll hear it start to, it'll say wait. Do you hear it click right away? It'll do its functions check. So at this time you're just in a hold position. There you go. Did you hear the beep? All right.
Set function to load.
Load is just one function to the left of it. So pick it up, click it one click to the right, and drop it. And can everyone hear that?
Set mode to single channel via menu key, then ComSec to private time.
So here's your menu key in the bottom right, bottom left rather. You'll push that until you get to, what was it? Single channel, thank you. All right, so the first thing it comes up to, if it's been synced, not synced, if it's been zeroized or if it's been reset, you'll come up to, there we go, mode. It's in frequency hop mode, so you'll have to hit clear. Wow, it's been that long. Sorry, you'll have to hit change, which is the number 7 key, until it goes to SC for South Carolina or single channel. Next.
Then ComSec to PT.
ComSec is the very next one. It's already set to CT for ciphertext. Hit that number 7 key until you get to PT or plain text.
Set channel to desired channel via menu key.
All right, so push the menu key again until you get to the all right. Actually, you'll press the frequency key. The frequency key is on the top right side. Okay. Sorry. Right up here. Right up here. All right. Then you'll push your freak again and clear, which is your menu, also your menu key. That'll give you. It'll bring it from 0000 to dash 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 dash. And you put in whatever your frequency is. So let's say 36. Whoops, no ciphertext. So 36,000 is what we're going to use. And you also have to, after you set your frequency, you have to push the stow button to store it. Right there. All right. From there,
Let's see. Set radio frequency power to desired setting, low, medium, high via menu key.
they may actually tell you we want this all in the low power setting or we want a medium power setting. Again, menu until you see power, and it'll say LO, ME, or HI. So just hit, again, change, number 7, until it gets to where you want it to be. And then
Set function to squelch on.
one more click, squelch on. And then,
Perform a radio check using correct radio procedure and pro words.
all right, so you'll have your, for this lane, you're going to be given an op order at the very beginning of the lane. From that, you extract your information. So you'll find out who you are, what your call sign is, who you're calling up to, what the frequency will be, what the what the what do you call it? The help me out. The ComSec will be the channel, and then the call sign for the ComSec. So once you set it to here, this is your plain text. This is an open air frequency. Anyone who is monitoring a radio can hear this. So don't key the mic, not in real life. This is me, radio check, over. And they'll say radio check, Lima Charlie, out. And then you go into your next step, which will be assemble your SKL, go to ciphertext, send another radio check, call for a 9-line medevac, and then disassemble the radio or put it in the hold and then walk off. So this step is one of the easiest ones. The ComSec, like I said, you're going to have to do that. You're going to have to really pay attention when you get out there. Play with the ComSec on your practice days and do it again and again and again. It's not that difficult, but if you get an SKL, it's super easy because it gives you a checklist to follow. So you just go down the checklist and do as it tells you to do. Otherwise, study, study, study. So let's put this back up to clean it out. And then you guys can start doing your hands-on.
So when you're connecting the mic, Sash, does it matter which one you connect it to?
Yes, sir.
Which one do you connect?
You're going to connect it to the audio